This is a big chunky old mic.
I'm alright.
I might take this off. It looks a bit more snazzy, but then it looks like a hair straightener, which I definitely don't need. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sunday League Effect. We're back again, myself and Nick.
Hello lads and ladies.
And everything in between.
And everything in between, yeah.
And we're going to dissect the weekend's action, all the trials and tribulations, and have a little bit of a talk. And
can we just say we should also be grateful for the fact that international football is over and the Premier League is back.
But before we dive in, please like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment as well. There's a few questions in here.
I don't care if you call me ugly, like, do it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're going to dive in.
And you could be first. Obviously, North London derby was the big talk of the weekend. I don't feel that derbies are as big as they used to be, though.
Derbies for derby's sakes nowadays. It's now just proximity, whereas gone are the days of Vieira and Keane in the what do you call it? In the tunnel.
Oh yeah, the fights in the tunnel.
Having a bit of a fight. Gary Neville ignoring his brother, ignoring Peter Schmeichel. Obviously, you've seen that.
Yeah, I think everyone's seen that, haven't they?
So, we've upgraded. We've got 2 mics.
We do have 2 mics. So
if the audio's better, let us know. If it's worse, let us know. Just again, let us know.
Yeah, just tell us where we're going wrong, and we will try and fix it.
Yeah. We got a budget still. We still got the trusty old makeshift table.
I think we should keep this. I don't care what happens.
I might do some drawings on it. Not that they can see it because the camera's too high. We're going to lower the camera.
Lower the camera so they can see your drawings.
Yeah. Exactly. But Sunday, North London derby. Derby day is what? I mean, it's a great way to come back from the international break.
It's something a little bit more exciting. It's obviously a Sky Sports ruse.
Yeah.
I'd say. There's no reason for it to be straight after the international break, apart from to get people straight back into football.
Yeah.
But for all the
at least it wasn't Saturday.
Yeah, this is true. It's I always find that the football on a Sunday, you just seem to have a little bit more time to watch games because there's not 100 of them going off at once. Especially for me, being a Watford fan, I've got the Championship as well.
Yeah.
It's very rare that we have a game. Well, the Watford play on a Sunday. So
there was a really good, obviously West Ham being in Europe the last couple of years, that our games were always on a Sunday. I really like that. So we missed out the debacle of 3 o'clock blackouts. So I mean, I could watch them, but not any way you should be watching them.
Yeah, all legitimate. Sky Sports.
And moving on. So what did you think of the game anyway? Did you watch it first of all?
Yes, I did.
I'm all snotty.
That's probably from training.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we've just come back from football training as well. So we're recording a day later than what we normally do.
Yes,
because we were both working. I've just come off nights and I was absolutely shagged out yesterday. Nick started a new shift pattern, so we're recording a day later, a little bit later in the evening as well. So
yeah, it's slightly later because obviously it's just after football training. But now obviously the nights are getting darker. It'll probably get a little bit earlier before we go into the winter.
Yeah, it's behind you. Just there.
Oh. Gonna keep that in.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in as well.
That was Mike's wife Mel as well, by the way. Everyone just making a guest appearance.
Yeah, we're locked in the office. I don't think it's an office. It's like a box. It's so hot in here.
We are in a room.
We'll have to do a video of our studio.
We'll show you our studio at some point.
But what you're looking at is the best bit of it. Like, let's just put it that way.
So if you think this bit's bad, it can only get worse.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah. So you were saying you did watch it.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna hold this.
I mean, personally, I think it was quite a boring derby.
They always are, though.
Again, like you say, they've gone on the days of the old school derbies. I mean, Watford, Luton, and things like that.
Watford, Luton. How can you throw that in as an old school derby?
Because it is an old school derby.
Yeah, but it's never been a Premier League derby.
No, because but that doesn't matter. That means it's scrappier.
No.
Yeah, it does.
You could have picked so many derbies. You picked Watford, Luton as your.
I am a Watford fan. So
but the derby has never really been a derby.
It has. It's always been a derby. There's always been hooliganism for it. Look, you guys.
Hooliganism in Watford and Luton.
Yeah, you guys have got prima donna players who wouldn't know derby.
Who's you guys?
Like West Ham. Like you guys have prima donnas.
Watford did when you were in the Premier. Anyway, we do this all the time. I made a list to go through this week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
North London derby.
North London derby.
Boring.
Boring. It was a 1-0. It wasn't as scrappy as it's normally been. I mean, apart from who were the
potential red card.
Yeah.
Timber.
Yeah, the Timber and I can't remember the other guy's name.
What, the Tottenham player?
Yeah.
Pedro Porro. It was on Porro.
Was it Porro?
Oh, it was the keeper that got booked.
Yeah.
Pushing someone, but it was a high tackle from Timber.
On the side of the pitch. they're coming back on like.
Yeah, so it was
scrapping.
after. Yes, it was after the tackle from on Porro. It was slightly high. It was over the ball. What was it? What VAR said it was. It was dangerous but controlled or something like that, which is why they didn't upgrade it to a red card. I think it's a yellow card personally, but again,
it was a yellow card challenge. Red would have been. I think that'd have been really.
As much as I wanted, again, like, you'll never hear me saying this.
Yeah,
as much as I wanted Tottenham to win, it wasn't a red card. It would have been harsh. But again, I've seen them given.
Yeah,
and who knows with referees these days? They're useless.
The problem is VAR is meant to be coming in to help them, and does it really?
Yeah, well, there's another couple of VAR decisions this week that just
shows
that it's not working. But you are right. It was a relatively dull game
for what it should be.
Yeah, I think, like, looking back on the game, I said this to the guy I was working with on Sunday night. I said if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be absolutely livid. They didn't create anything for all the possession and all the ball they had in the final third. I don't recall Raya making a save. Every cross hit the first man.
Yeah.
They never really made any decent overlapping runs. In the last 20 minutes of the game, Pap Sar, whatever his name is, was the only player looking to make anything happen. It was really odd.
It was almost like they had everything going forward apart from the control to finish.
Yeah, the most important bit. And just to add to that, Solanke looked really good early on in the game. So they had the striker looking like he was really up for it, and they still didn't utilise it properly. They didn't make the most of the opportunity that they had, because Arsenal were never going to come out in that game away at their local rivals without their most creative and their holding midfielder in Declan Rice and Odegaard. So they were always going to play on the counter-attack. And Mikel Arteta got it down to a T. He couldn't have got any better. Like, I think it was a perfect game plan. So
I suppose when you are missing star players like that, he probably did do the best that he could with what he had. I do feel that Tottenham should have gone into that game thinking this is for the taking.
I think they did, because the way Ange ball works is always a high intensity, high press, committing players forward, which they did. And if you look at their midfield, he had who do you have in the midfield? He had Pap Sar, Kulusevski and Maddison in a midfield three, and that's not.
No, I suppose that is more of an attacking sort of midfield, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but this is where I can understand a lot of Tottenham fans' frustration, because at some point, yes, it's beautiful to watch all the passing and moving and
eventually the pushing forward.
Yeah, eventually they're going to tump someone. It's going to happen, because it was the same at Celtic. Like, there was an adjustment period where they just weren't quite clicking, but when they did, it was
beautiful,
excellent. Yeah, but then they also got tumped a couple of times in the Champions League by not taking their chances against like Shakhtar Donetsk and Real Madrid. The only reason I know this, my dad's a Celtic fan, so I follow Celtic as well. But so from a Tottenham fan's perspective, because there is a little bit of unrest, I can understand why, because eventually it will come good at some point. They will start scoring goals, but eventually they're gonna suffer. In the long term, I think they'll suffer the way that they're playing, because you can't do it in the Premier League. You can't. Yes, you might go and beat Wolves, West Ham, Fulham, Palace. You might beat all them teams, but you're going to lose to the top team. So what are you achieving? You're not going to challenge at the top.
It's all good that you can beat the bottom 12, but if you can't beat the top, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to win the Premier League. You're not going to win the FA Cup by not beating the big teams. That's just all it is to it. And didn't Ange come out?
I said my second season, I win.
Yeah. So he goes, I don't win in my first season. I always win in my second season. That is something really.
It's bizarre.
It's a weird comment to come out with.
Well, he's putting a target on his back. Like he said it previously, something similar, and now he's backed it up again, and it's great confidence. I love the confidence. It's like Mourinho-esque.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't win something now, if you don't deliver. Not only will you probably be out of a job, but you look like a mug, and you're going to really struggle.
Like you're basically gone, I'm so good, I can do everything.
It's arrogance. The arrogance without any substance.
Yeah, you've got nothing to back the arrogance.
Yeah, so
like Jose Mourinho, he was arrogant, but he had the backing for it. He could prove that he's done it in the past.
Yeah, well, he did. Like, his CV spoke for itself, and yes. Ange's to a degree does as well. He won the J League. He was very good in Japan. It's Japan. Won SBL with Celtic. It's Celtic. Like I could go into Celtic and probably win the league. Rangers are nowhere near it.
It's always a 2-horse race.
Yeah,
and Rangers aren't anywhere near as good at the moment.
Although I'm as a neutral, I say neutral through gritted teeth. As a neutral, I like watching Ange ball, as you call it.
Yeah,
it's very good to watch when it works.
Of course.
But I think Arsenal and Arteta just showed a blueprint of how to beat it, even without being your Man Cities or without being Arsenal at their best. He's just shown the other 12 teams that you alluded to, if you sit in, play on a counter-attack, push the ball out wide, they can't do shit.
Yeah.
They can't. The wingers can't cross the ball.
He has almost given out the secret to beating Tottenham.
Yeah, the secret sauce.
The secret to keeping them at 0-0. I mean, as boring as 0-0s are. But he has.
From my perspective, I did enjoy the game, although I was half asleep because I played football. No, I woke up early to take the boys' football after my night shift. I had like 2 hours sleep, came home. It was like, I'm going to watch this because I feel fine. So I was like dribbling and like zombified, So as much as I saw of it,
comatose out on the sofa, basically. Yeah.
Spurs have a bit of like a all bark, no bite.
Yeah,
is probably what I'd say.
And that is, again, comes down to the finishing side of it. They can do everything right of pushing up and pushing, like holding teams in their defensive half, but then when it comes to the actual final bit of,
it's creating the chances and taking the chances when it matters.
Yeah.
Because it's an age-old saying, you have to take your chances when you're on top.
Yeah.
Like it happens all across the football league, from grassroots all the way up. Like if you don't take your chance, you're gonna have periods in a game when you're on top, even if it's the very best, and it might not be loads of chance creation, but you're gonna have moments.
Of course.
And you need to be able to take those moments. And this is a perfect segue into our next game, which is United Southampton.
Yeah.
Again, Southampton in my Premier League predictions were finishing rock bottom. Stand by that.
Yeah.
They've not changed my mind whatsoever. And now Southampton fans will be able to probably either back me up or shoot me down in this. But from an outside perspective looking in, they're exactly what we've just alluded to. They're very, very good for the first 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If they don't score, they crumble.
Yeah.
Absolutely fall to pieces.
We look at, obviously, like you mentioned, they were the top team. Between United and Southampton looked like they could have taken it.
Yeah.
They missed that penalty. And they fell apart. And that was it. And Man United just came in, swooped in and took them for nothing. There was no battle after that. It's almost like when one player misses a ball, one player misses a shot and their head goes down.
Yeah.
But what has happened here is the other 10 men,
the whole team,
has just dropped. The negativity just went, and that was it. And then they just couldn't come back.
So Russell Martin is I think a bit of an enigma in football. I don't think Southampton fans are too enamoured by him, even though he got him promoted. I think there was periods last season where they weren't happy when they were going through a period of poor results. So he's always going to struggle with that. But I understand what he wants to do. He wants to play out from the back. He wants to play a high press, which is great when it works. But you saw with Burnley and Vincent Kompany last year, you can't do it in the Premier if you don't have the players.
No,
and Southampton fundamentally don't have the players.
They don't.
They've got championship players. Yeah. So they signed Flynn Downs from us as one of their major signings in the summer.
Yeah.
Flynn Downs isn't a Premier League. As much as I liked him, he's not a Premier League player. He's not good enough. There's a reason why he never played, never started.
No, this is it. He needs championship experience, not experience in a championship team that are in the Premier League.
Exactly. So I'm not being funny. You could drop in a whole heap of Premier League outcasts into championship
bench
teams.
formers.
And they'll do phenomenally well.
Yeah.
But they can't make the jump. The jump from the championship to the Premiership is so big, and it's bigger now than what it's ever been. Even though the championship is probably more competitive than it's ever been.
Oh, definitely. The
jump is huge. And they bought Cameron Archer in from the weird signing of, I think, so if I remember correctly, Aston Villa triggered a buyback clause from Sheffield United.
Yeah.
In the summer, and then sold him on again to Southampton. So
it's a weird.
It's a really weird. So we'll put that to one side. But Cameron Archer is a player I want to talk about quickly because he has got all the ability to be a success. But just something stood out for me in this game specifically, and it was I don't understand why he's taking the penalty. He's never taken the penalty, as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong if anyone knows. correct me. I'm pretty sure he's not taken a penalty in his professional career, in his first team career.
Yeah.
Brereton Diaz has already taken 2 this year and scored both of them.
Yeah.
It's an odd one, and I get that you want your striker to score goals. I do get that, because of being a striker, if your striker's like, no, I want to take it, you do support him. Yeah, you do support him, because it is a moment thing. In the moment, yeah, I'm good, I feel good. But your penalty taker is your penalty taker. It's just an odd decision. I don't know if it's an on-field one or an off-field one.
I think that has to be an on-field. The only way that could be an off-field is if the manager's gone, right, he's lacking in confidence. That's where we're going wrong. And he's gone, right, give him the penalty. But I would say personally that, I'm not a striker, but I do know the confidence that scoring goals can give you.
Yeah.
And maybe on the field, he, like you say, he was very confident. He felt like, especially with Southampton being on top, he's probably going, we've got this, we're going to do this. And then he stepped up to take the penalty.
Did he win the penalty as well? I think he did. I'm not too sure. It was on. I know Jallo gave it away.
Yeah. We were on our way to football then.
Yeah. So I think he did. Is the one who won the penalty as well.
Yeah, I remember Dallo giving it away.
Which is, I think it plays a part.
Yeah.
As well. It's just an odd decision. I hope he recovers, because I think Cameron Archer could be a very good player for Southampton.
I think he needs the right sort of management. Right?
Yeah, this is what I always struggle with, because it happened to Ryan Brewster at Sheffield United. He got his big money move from Liverpool, chasing first team football, and he had all the ability, all the attributes to be a success in the Premier League. But I think he's backed himself too soon, and he's gone to be a first choice player at a relegation threatened team. Now that can work. We've seen it work previously, but if you're not bagging 10, 12 goals, you're staying at that relegation team.
Yeah.
And you're going down to the Championship, which again could work in the right team.
It could build you back up.
But Sheffield United at the time, not very offensive, not loads of chance creation, and he's not the profile of player that would work in that system.
No, he's not someone that can build up the
play. I fear Cameron Archer isn't the type of striker that they need. What got them up in the first place. So you see, Adam Armstrong is who got them up, and Che Adams. Che Adams has left now, I think. But Adam Armstrong got him up, and he's very similar to Adam Armstrong, but he dropped Adam Armstrong for him because Adam was struggling in the system, because the ball just isn't coming up. So if you want a high pressing forward, you need to have players around him that's going to press with him, and you need to have you need
those quick wingers that aren't afraid to get involved and to get in the press.
So I fear for Southampton. I've always feared for Southampton, but I fear for Cameron Archer. He's just going to become an isolated figure where
it will knock his confidence enough that it will probably turn into a situation like Dele Alli.
Yeah, maybe not quite the levels, because
Dele Alli was next level. But what I mean, the process of eventually he'll just look at going, right, maybe it's the English league, so he moves into a foreign league,
and then if it doesn't, well, you say there's a whole heap of players that we could reel off the names for different reasons having to jump ship from the Premier League.
Yeah,
it was just an odd decision for me as to why that would happen. I mean, he might have been their penalty taker. He just wasn't playing. He might have always been.
Yeah,
but even so, if someone's got to against United, you haven't got a win yet. You've lost every game. Have they scored? They have scored. Have they scored?
What, Southampton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they. I'm pretty sure one of their games they have. Not sure level. I think they've had some.
Yeah, I think they have scored, but they had to have, because I said Brereton Diaz with the penalty. But maybe I've made that up. Maybe he's not scored 2 penalties.
I don't know. Was it 2 last season?
I don't know. He wasn't there last season.
I don't follow Southampton enough.
No, I don't care about Southampton. Another team I don't care about though. Chelsea. Did you watch the Chelsea-Bournemouth game?
You do care about Chelsea.
I hate Chelsea.
I know. This is why you care about them.
Yeah, I hate them so
much. About all the time.
I mean, to be fair, I hate every team.
Yeah,
every team but West Ham.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just looking at my notes, and there's not a team on there that I don't dislike. I actually quite like Man United. I've got a bit of an affiliation with Man United. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why.
That is quite weird.
I think just probably the calibre of players.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get quality, aren't you?
And the best game I ever went to was Celtic against Man United, and when Celtic beat them, it was 3-2 Champions League. Some of the best goals I've ever seen.
Now you feel really good about it.
Yeah, so I just enjoyed the whole. I just enjoyed the whole day. Anyway,
okay,
onto the Chelsea game.
So Chelsea game was a bit interesting. So Chelsea for me is still a bit of an enigma.
You got it out. Don't sneeze on it next time.
I'll try not to. Got to see Sancho in action, which was interesting.
What do you think about his debut?
I think it's probably very similar to every other debut he's had.
I was hoping you'd say this because we, as English fans and pundits, seem to get very carried away when we see someone put in a half decent performance.
Anyone who can play for England and has one good performance, they're like, yes.
It wasn't that good. Like,
it's good for him in comparison to what he's had.
But that was no different to what he'd done bit part at Dortmund on loan last year. There's a reason why they didn't sign him.
Yeah.
And he had moments like that at Man United. It wasn't like Eden Hazard at his best.
No.
And Bournemouth was still the better team.
There's
and
more
probably
Real Madrid Eden Hazard, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Fat.
But this is the thing with Sancho. I think, again, I do feel that maybe Sancho is mismanaged. Like, with Ten Hag...
I think his attitude stinks. I mean, I don't know him personally,
maybe, but Jesse Lingard's attitude stinks. But then he went to...
I don't think Jesse Lingard's...
Did he go to you guys?
Yeah. It doesn't stink. He'd work harder than anyone. I think he's just... His priorities changed at a period where football probably should have been...
A priority, it wasn't.
The precipice.
Yeah.
Mate, he's got a lot of big words today.
I know.
Word of the day,
You're
toilet
my
paper.
brain. Like, I've been up since 4 a.m, bro.
Deal with it.
I am dealing with it, but you keep throwing big words at me and I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what that
Speak English.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, it wasn't that good. Like, it was okay.
He got an assist, didn't he?
Yeah, but even the assist, like, he's just passed it into Nkunku's feet and then he's got a lucky bounce. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, they make out that this was like a fabulous goal. Nkunku turns, it hits like his shin as he turns, and it falls lovely in his path. Great, good finish. Yeah, it's a good goal, but he didn't mean anything other than the finish.
The finish.
And it was a pass to his feet. And like, Sancho did look good. I'm not pissing on his bonfire or anything like that. Like, he was okay, but I'd like to see more. For me, he still doesn't start in that Chelsea team.
Yeah, but I mean,
who does?
This is the thing with Chelsea. It's, you're never really going to know the starters apart from a bare few.
Yeah.
But when it comes to sort of their wingers or even their midfield, they've got so many options.
They really do. They could play. I reckon they could play a different combination of midfielders in their system every week in the Premier League, and it not be the same.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how many players that they have, and it still not be that negative on their form.
No, I think they've got a lot of high caliber players.
Yeah, we've touched on this like a few times, haven't we?
So I mean, they could.
Yeah, well, for me, Pedro now would start again.
Yeah,
I know he's not really done anything yet for them, but for me, he'd be my starter because his ceiling's much higher than Jadon Sancho, and I think he's more suited to the Premier League because he has that burst of pace which Sancho doesn't. Sancho's very good, neat and tidy on the ball, and he can beat a man, but you really do need pace on the wing to be able to get away from the defenders, especially the defenders nowadays that have
it's not
a yard or two
defenders.
It's not like Gary Neville.
Yeah,
that's just going to kick you. These are players that will match you for your pace and probably go past you and have you chasing the other way.
I think that's because of the fullback system though now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like now that we have fullbacks, whereas it used to just be your right backs and your left backs. Now we've got fullbacks and wing backs.
Inverted fullbacks, inverted wing backs. My football manager knowledge is coming out.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, I play as all of those, so I know what that's like. It's a case of you have to get up and down.
Yeah. Speaking on our game, you didn't then, but you speaking on your play. Before I forget, we got a match day vlog that will be coming out probably in the next week.
Yes.
Just need to edit it down, but that's something that we thought we'd share with you because we're both really average at football. And
what's better than being bang average?
Yeah, so look forward to that. Keep an eye on the channel for that. Yeah. Carry on.
Anyway, so playing as a right back, or as, I don't know, am I an inverted wing back?
You just run.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
you're not inverted. Inverted means you go in your div. You go wide.
Oh yeah, no. Extroverted.
Yeah, so the opposite to inverted. If the pitch was wider,
outverted,
we'd put you way out there.
If we played sideways, I'd be running up and down the wing all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I overlap a lot. Anyway, Sancho doesn't have quite the capability of playing that winger role.
I think he'd be more suited in the middle, where your ball trickery and ball mastery would be a lot more beneficial.
It's more of a playmaker.
Yeah, in a 1v1, I'd fancy Sancho to beat most people. But how often do you get... I mean, to be fair, in the Chelsea team, the way that they play, he probably will get a lot of 1v1s.
Yeah, but then he'll be beaten by pace.
Yeah.
Because it's all good that you can get past the defender.
But it's at the halfway line, what's the point?
Yeah, you're only going to get like 3/4 of the way down.
He's just going to get kicked. And get free kicks in
this
man's
Then it's like a Jack Grealish though, isn't it?
Oh, you can't paint them with the same brush.
No, I can't. But what I'm saying to you is obviously Jack Grealish has a bit more about him in regards to pace and things like that. But if Grealish was slower, and Sancho drank more, they'd probably be the same similar players, because Sancho has all the capability to do all the tricks and things, whereas Grealish is able to get past, and that's why he gets kicked.
Yeah. But
Sancho's not quick enough to be kicked, he'll just be quick enough to be caught.
True. What did you think of the penalty? The Bournemouth penalty? Did you think it was... Well, there's no debating that it was a penalty, obviously.
Yeah.
He's come out, he's looped it over him, the keeper's stranded. There's nothing really the keeper can do. No. Was it right for a yellow card, or do you think it was a red?
I've always been quite fond of if you get a penalty, that's punishment enough.
Yeah, double jeopardy type thing.
Yeah,
I used to hate it when they'd give a red and a penalty, and it'd be like,
because
you just ruined the game as well.
I get a yellow. I do. I understand that. I think that if they were to give a red, that would be really harsh.
Well, it's all based on the ref's discretion and interpretation of what's gone on, because they have to be deemed to be making a justifiable move to the ball, action to the ball, but that's down to the way that they're interpreting the action. So that could be. So I could think that's a red card all day long because it doesn't look like he's gone for the ball. But you might think no, he's gone for the ball, so it's a yellow.
Yeah.
So I don't really. I think this is the way the FA have sort of.
But that's why
rubbed out a little bit and just been like, yeah, you can sort of read that, so we can leave it like that.
But that's sort of what VAR is there for, isn't it? Though, like VAR is meant to be the pinnacle decision maker, but then again, they don't interfere unless there was a mistake on the pitch, like by the ref by the on-field decision. So it's like, are they actually helping the game, or are they just delaying the game?
Yeah.
So
I think.
I think it's definitely a penalty.
Yeah, you couldn't take it away, VAR away now, but
no, not that it's been integrated too well.
It was definitely a penalty. I think yellow card was justifiable.
Yeah, I think any more than that would have been too harsh.
Yeah,
it's like you said, double jeopardy.
Agreed. Did you see the Bruno tweet to Sancho after he tweeted? Obviously, I shared that on our Twitter, I think, and Instagram.
There's another tweet, we tweeted. Or X'd. I don't know, is it still tweeting now? Or is it X now? Either way, it's on.
Yeah, socials are in the description of the video, so go over there and have a look if you've not seen it. But basically, Sancho tweeted nothing really derogatory or...
No, I think
it was just like, nice to be playing again, good to get out and make my debut, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Bruno's tweeted underneath to him saying something along the lines of some player you flame emoji. Yeah, good to see you smiling. And it's great if they're friends, which I imagine they will be because they play together. But I question the integrity behind the tweet. Like, you're Manchester United's captain. Yeah. Manchester United are undoubtedly one of the biggest clubs in England, of course, if not the world. Yeah. You have publicly shown support for a player that your manager had a disagreement with publicly.
And moved to another country.
Yeah. And so they've made up, the manager and Sancho apparently, but I just don't understand why it can't be kept in-house. Just it's not difficult to just text him and go like, awesome,
if you're mates, you've got his number, haven't you?
Yeah,
send him a WhatsApp.
It's just so unnecessary.
Send him a thumbs up. Like, you don't need to make it so publicly known.
Yeah, it's just, and I think that's the problem with football today and footballers in general. It's like, so everything's on brand, everything's brand. So you're no longer for the club or for the badge, you're all for you. Like, fans nowadays support the player rather than teams, which is why Ronaldo and Messi are
I mean, Ronaldo and Messi are slightly different, but I know what you mean. Like, you will have... I mean, it happens at Watford, actually. So, obviously, we had João Pedro.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Who is an amazing player. Obviously, you know, what we're saying is that a lot of football fans now...
Follow a player rather than...
They follow a player. And I noticed a lot of the Watford fans... I mean, a lot of the Premier League Watford fans. And what I mean by that is they only supported us when we got into the Premier League. And then as soon as we went back down, they're not really that bothered by us.
Yeah.
They followed João Pedro to Brighton. Suddenly I'm seeing them tweeting all of these things about João Pedro and how good he is and stuff.
Strange, isn't it? Like how football's changed.
But I think the problem is football is no longer about... I mean, for some it still is, like especially like people like us and things like that. It's no longer about the love for the game. It's about what skill can he do? What how good is that goal and things like that, which is good, and we all love it because I'd love to see someone rainbow flick someone. I'd love to see someone score.
That's why I love JJ Okocha.
Yeah,
so good they named him twice.
Yeah, you love that joke as well.
Yeah, I love that. It's a recycled joke many a times, but no, it is. It's a strange one. I can't remember how we got onto this, but
we're saying that obviously with Sancho and Fernandes, that how can it be Sancho and Fernando off the pitch, in their own private lives, can be friends all they want.
Yeah, and they can be on the pitch, but it doesn't need to be the public outcry. It doesn't need to.
No, it doesn't need to be so publicly.
I wouldn't tweet so if you tweeted something saying, "We did. I scored my first goal," or whatever.
Yeah.
I tell you in person, or I message you. I don't even comment on it. I might like it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I don't understand. Like what you.
It makes.
You don't need any more attention. You're Bruno Fernandes.
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't need that. You don't need.
Yeah, but Bruno Fernandes loves a bit of attention, doesn't he?
Yeah, cry baby.
Is.
But I'll move on.
Right.
Move on from that one. So, next game we want to talk about is we'll briefly talk over a couple more games because there was actually a lot of drama in the Premier League this weekend.
Yeah.
But the Palace game, I'm assuming you didn't see it.
I didn't see it. No.
Right. So Palace were 2-0 down at home to Leicester.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a surprise fixture as well. I'm pretty sure in my predictions I didn't put that down.
I can't remember. Leicester have started the season quite well. Palace have struggled. But what I wanted to talk about is Palace's first goal. So, again, I was on night, so I watched Match of the Day and I was half asleep, so I might get this slightly wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. But if I do, please correct me. So, Palace pull one back through John Philippe Mateta. It's given offside, and then it gets referred to VAR. VAR look at it, and they bring up the lines, and the line that you get, it looks curved, and the green comes up saying onside. Even with the curved lines, it looks like Mateta's deeper than the player, but you can't see the person playing the ball in this image that we're given, so you don't know when the ball's played. It also doesn't show you the wide shot, so you can't see if anyone's keeping them on either side. So it's just a really weird.
That's quite strange as well, because normally at home when you're watching the games, you get to see sort of a better view than you would obviously.
But this is the picture that everyone saw, so it's the same image, so it wasn't any different at the game. And it's just odd, and obviously 2-0 is a very teeterboard of a scoreline.
It's an unsafe score.
Yeah, as odd as it, I've always found it odd, but it is true because the next goal is so massive. It changed the game, and then Mateo went on to score a penalty late on. But it's just I don't understand. So we're getting semi-automatic VAR, which is with the screens.
So they used in the Euros.
But we have to wait until after the second international break. They had all summer to get this right.
To get it set in stone.
We're now waiting until end of November. The problem I have with bringing it in halfway through a season or partway through a season is that it takes out the integrity of everything that's happened before.
Yeah.
Because now there is no margin for error because the screen shows a body part if it's through the wall.
Yeah.
So you've now it's just a sham. It's complete bollocks. You may as well just scrap it all.
It's almost like when you watch a game live and then you watch it on TV and you see on the TV that what you missed while you stood on, sat down in the stands, is that actually he was offside by a foot or whatnot. What I think is lost in the game now as well with VAR is the fact that there is no, like, it used to be you could get really angry at refs or you'd be like, yes, he's missed it, sort of. Like,
but now it takes away.
Now it's taking it away, and it's almost like they've taken the blame away.
So you see it on defenders' face all the time. Like the Wolves game, the ball hits Dawson's hand as he's falling down, And it clearly hits his hand. He knows it, and he looks sheepish as anything because he knows it's hit his hand. He knows if VAR looks at it, they're going to deem that a handball.
Yeah.
And they do look at it. They don't give a penalty, rightly so, because it's a natural action of him falling down.
You're putting your hand out.
You see it in defenders' faces. Like gone are the days where you'll get away with a cheeky
nudge, a little pinch.
Which is, it's for the betterment of the game. When you're on the wrong side of those, there is nothing more infuriating.
Oh, of course.
But if I was a Leicester fan, I'd be fuming. Like they worked hard. Would have been a great win away at Palace. I have no doubt if that doesn't go in, they see that game out because Palace weren't 100%. Good, and they struggled, weren't creating much. I didn't watch the whole game. I only watched like extended highlights. But it's frustrating from a neutral standpoint as well, because these things tend to go round in circles. If there's a decision at Selhurst Park on Saturday, in a few months' time, there's going to be a decision at the London Stadium that's going to affect West Ham. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll look back to this moment and be like, scrap VAR, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or fucking do your job in the summer and get it ready properly.
Well, I mean, they were talking about trying to bring it into the Championship. I couldn't think.
Well, do you have goal line technology in the Championship?
Yeah, we have goal line technology.
Have you always had goal line technology?
Yeah.
So is there not something new that's been brought in to the Championship this year? I thought they brought something in.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they were. I mean, I think it was Sky Sports put out like, would Championship fans, would you want VAR in that?
It's only for the betterment of the Premier League teams when they go in like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. It's nothing to do with those smaller teams. It's all to do with the big clubs wanting no margin for error, so that they don't get the weighted coin in favour of the lesser teams.
Yeah.
So they're already probably saying, we have to play on these shit pitches. Why should we leave something up to chance?
I mean, to be fair, Watford did win Premier League Pitch of the Year. So.
Did they?
They did when we were last in the
Shame the stands are fucking shithole.
I mean,
well, it is.
It's not that bad. I actually like Vicarage. I do love Vicarage.
I don't. The atmosphere is dog shit.
The atmosphere's not great. But that's because we've got a lot of Fimble fans.
Mm.
Like they just...
What?
No, Fimble's not the word.
That's not a word.
Basically, we have a lot of fans that as soon as something's not going our way, they're
fickle.
Fickle fans.
Fickle.
Yeah. They love a good moan. I've had words will get to me soon. Right.
Hospitality at Watford I've done twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. The food's 3-course meal, 3 beers.
Why are you moaning about our fucking stadium then?
Because when I went, funny enough, when I went in hospitality, it was against West Ham.
Yeah.
I went to one of them. I was sitting there was not a single Watford fan near me in Watford's hospitality.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, there was none. And I was just like, this is mental. I think the second half I didn't even go out. We were 3-1 up. Went 1-0 down that game. I stayed in there, said a few more beers. They put the screens down though, so they
can't
push you
sit
out.
in there. Yeah, so you have to go out.
Yeah, which is I think it's quite good.
I suppose it's to try and build the atmosphere because it's like Wembley and stuff like that. You look at all the boxes and things.
I'd love to get a box at Wembley. I've not been in a box in years.
No, I mean, there's no atmosphere at Wembley anyway.
It's not, but the atmosphere in a stadium is not what it used to be. It's all the pubs and outside the grounds where the atmosphere is better.
We've been costed out. We've been charged out of these games.
Yeah, we've alluded to this before as well, haven't we?
Yeah, it's not working class anymore. I'd
love to do like an away day or just a vlog of us going to a football game. But the likelihood is if ever that happens, it's going to be a non-league game.
It'd be Scunthorpe, mate.
Yeah. Well, what we should do, what we talked about doing is the Soccer Saturday thing.
Yeah. So we go on there, we'll pick a game.
We won't pick a game, just the first goal that comes in will go there.
Yeah. And
we'll do limitations in terms of how far it is, depending on. But anyway,
we are on a budget.
Yeah.
Trains are
quite clearly we're on a budget. There's a mark on my wall. We're using 2 different mics.
We have non-matching.
Not a table.
It's a table.
It works. I'm actually the comfiest I've been doing this. Liverpool lost at home.
Yes, they did.
For about time, I think there is not a single soul that said that fancied Liverpool to lose at home. I don't care what anyone says. I need to see that ticket where someone's on, Forest are going to beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
And let me point it out, it wasn't a smash and grab. I mean, it slightly was, but Nuno's game plan worked perfectly. Yeah. And it could have been more. Forest looked good for it.
But I think Forest are one of these teams that actually, on their day, they can play some really good football. They've got some really good players.
They have got some very good players.
It's just, I feel that
the biggest crime in football recently is that Nottingham Forest sold Brennan Johnson for 55 million and got Callum Hudson-Odoi and Elanga in for a combined fee of like 21.
I'm surprised Elanga went, actually.
I'm not. He's not Man United quality. He is Nottingham Forest quality. Hudson-Odoi, I think, slightly better.
But yeah, I mean, Palace. I think Palace were very lucky to win that. To draw that. Sorry.
Palace.
Yeah.
Well, we moved on from Palace. We're on Liverpool now.
Oh yeah, you've gone to Liverpool now.
Yeah.
Cut that bit out.
I'll cut that out.
I told you I'm not functioning.
Yeah. So yeah, Liverpool lost at home. First game since October 2022. Can you tell me who the last team to beat them was?
In 2022?
Yeah, it was October. I've written it down so you can't look at my bit of paper.
All right.
October 22 was the last time they lost at home. I think it was that's 29 games, 29 home games. They're no longer a current Premier League team, so that gives you a bit of a clue.
No longer?
No.
Were they in the Premier League last year?
Yeah.
They went down last year?
Yeah. No, they didn't. They went down the year before.
Have they come back up?
No.
No, all right.
At least one team.
Watford? Oh no, we went down 3 seasons ago.
Leeds.
Is it Leeds?
Leeds, the last team to win at Anfield. 2-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
That surprised me, to be fair.
I don't remember the game, but I watched this game and I've never seen Mo Salah. I'm fuming. So my FPL, right? I've had a nightmare.
Right.
I took Haaland out because when you go on FPL, it said doubt due to personal reasons. So I took him out. I was like, sweet, that's 17 million, and I used my free hit to swap because it gives you as many transfers as you want for 1 week. It doesn't cost you anything. So I was like, sweet, 15 million. I can revamp my whole team, and I did. So I got in Mateta, Eze, loads of other players, and I was like, Forest are at home. Liverpool at home against Forest.
Yeah.
That is a banker if ever I've seen it. Mo Salah, captain, 100%. What does he do? He has the fucking stinker, the worst game he's ever had. Absolute stinker. Fucked me up. Not only that, Haaland plays, gets another 2 goals just because he's a machine.
Yeah.
My only saving grace is that Mateta got 2, and he was my vice captain. But everyone else that I put in either didn't play or had a shocker.
We have got a
we have to put that on our channel so other people can do it as well.
So yeah, that is the Sunday League Effect is the name of the league. We will add that onto the description as well. So feel free to join us. It doesn't matter if you've been playing for weeks, months.
We're shit. I think we got every single result wrong.
We got the
results right. We got the score. We got the score lines.
I mean, the Liverpool game, wasn't expecting that.
Was that on it? No, that wasn't on it.
Oh no, the Arsenal game was. I got the result for that.
I got the result for that as well.
Did you not put Tottenham?
No, I put Arsenal for that, and then
wow!
In our little prediction, I put Tottenham. So I buttered my toast with both sides.
Yeah.
Is that saying?
That's like betting on both teams to win.
Yeah, you lay your bet,
and then they draw.
Yeah, that's what you do. Anyway, moving on again.
Right, yeah, carry on.
Right, I've got another couple of games we're going to talk about. Obviously, Everton.
Yeah.
Threw away a 2-goal lead again. Sean Dyche's time is up. Although this one wasn't as bad.
Time's up?
I think it will be soon. I think genuinely. Although this one, I think is slightly different to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, they were on top, dominated, and then threw away at the end. Villa, they were lucky to be 2-0 up. Villa started better, caught them on the counter, and then Calvert-Lewin rolled back the years and actually decided to play football.
Yes, he did.
As soon as Watkins got that first one, Watkins scored. Look, well done. See, I can praise him. I don't hate him. It's good goal. Yeah, so he got 2, and then obviously John Duran's absolutely thunder bastard from 40 yards out. I cannot believe this guy is now turned into prime Ronaldo.
Yeah.
When we didn't get him in the summer, I was a bit like, it's a bit of a shame. 40 million's a bit steep for a 20-year-old who's hardly played. He is phenomenal. Why is he so good? What happened?
Because he didn't go to you.
Fuck you. But that goal was unreal. He has no right shooting from there. No right.
I can't believe it went through his mind.
Yeah.
To go.
Well, I thought originally he was right-footed. So when he scored that with his left foot, I was like screaming at work, and then the person I was working with was like, "He's he's left-footed." I was like, still sick.
It's still a sick goal. Like,
I couldn't
just
kick it.
Shot.
I don't think I can kick it that far.
I could kick it that far, but it'd lose all power by the time.
I can kick it up that far, not forward.
It's dribbling in. Like,
yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a goal like that since mid 2000s.
Yeah, but that's when football was football.
Yeah, when actual goals like that went in all the time.
Now everyone tries to walk into the net.
Yeah.
Boring.
True.
Don't get that in the Championship.
I've got another little bit of a question for you, which you're not going to get, but this is for everyone, by the way, because I found this really interesting because I've got a couple of questions in these games, and then there's a little quiz at the end. Yeah. But the questions, there's I think 2 questions, and they have like similar teams in all of them. So could you tell me the last team to throw away back-to-back 2-goal leads and lose both them games in the Premier League? Bearing in mind what I've just said, the last question, there's similarities between all of these. Again, pause this if you know it. Get in the comments and let me know. I have got the results. No, I haven't got the results. We're not doing a lottery. No, I have got the answer, but I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to think about it.
This is your time to pause it, because
it was actually really hard to find the answer. So even if someone wants to look for it, it's not that easy because it's a very wordy question to type into Google.
I hate having to do that as well.
Go on anyway, carry on.
It's Bournemouth.
Did you see my sheet? I just saw you look at it.
No.
You bollocks.
I've done my research.
You saw my sheet earlier, didn't you?
I did see your sheet earlier. So yeah. Sorry guys, it
was Bournemouth, but this is where the funny stuff happens, because it's the same month that Leeds beat Liverpool at Anfield in October. So, and Leeds are one of the teams who beat them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So I thought I was reading it wrong. I thought I'd got confused. But yeah, Leeds beat them and Spurs beat them from 2-0 up both times. I think it was 4-3 and 3-2. But they stayed up that year. They finished 13th.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in 2022, who was their manager then?
What, Bournemouth?
Yeah, 2 seasons ago. Obviously, Iriola came in. Oh, it would have been Gary O'Neill.
Was it Gary O'Neill then?
Yeah, it would have been. He came.
Who brought him up?
That was ages ago. He came up. Eddie Howe brought him up.
Oh yeah, it's Eddie Howe. I keep forgetting that Eddie Howe's like.
But yeah, it was Gary O'Neill. I'm pretty sure that would have been Gary O'Neill. It was the season Gary O'Neill was there. It might have been before Gary O'Neill though. It might have been the previous manager who I can't remember who it was.
Fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember. I'm pretty sure they did a sort of manager swap at the end. Yeah. Like midway through or something.
Yeah, because he was the caretaker for the end of the season.
Yeah.
Done really well, and then they got rid of him to get Iriola in, and he went to Wolves. But yeah, if you don't, that's a question I don't have the answer to. Let me know who the manager was of Bournemouth in 2022.
If you know it, off by your.
Well, if you don't know it, Google it, and then you'll look really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you did it off your own head.
Well, we don't look very smart, so you don't have to look that smart.
No.
To be honest. Right.
I hope someone smarter than me comes up. That's what I'm saying.
Not difficult.
Wow.
And finally, the last game I'm going to talk about, because every other game was pretty benign.
Yeah.
Newcastle done it again. Poor performance, managed to get a result.
Yeah.
Played 8 minutes in the second half, and they scored 2 bangers. Wolves would be disappointed. So I don't understand how Newcastle fans must be buzzing. The ghost just came in. The Newcastle fans must be absolutely buzzing because they've got 10 points from 4 games, unbeaten, and they've been poor. They've not played a single half of football. Eddie Howe took off Isak and Joe Linton at half time. They played the second half without a striker, and they still won.
I think, but it's how long is that going to be before it
well, it's going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
The results will stop coming, or the performances will increase, and the results will carry on.
I imagine that every Newcastle fan is now saying, look what we can do when we don't even take it out of first gear, or we don't take it out of second gear.
I think they need Botman back. Their centre-back pairing at the minute is absolutely shite. It's Cher and Dan Burn. Dan Burn is a much better left-back, and Cher needs Botman next to him. But the only problem with that
is... There's a good singer there.
Took me a second there.
That's a new joke, by the way.
The only problem with Botman is that he's so injury prone. That's coming from me. I live in a wheelchair. I don't actually live in a wheelchair. That's a bit.
I'd crop that out.
Yeah, I'll take that one out.
That's offensive to wheelchair users.
I'm broken, but Botman's too injury prone.
Yeah,
basically. But 10 points.
Reece James, isn't it?
I think he's worse than Reece James because he has long-term injuries. Reece James has a lot of like knockbacks,
niggles and stuff.
Yeah, like it's a lot of hamstrings and that. So with that, the Premier League is now City remain 100% because
shock.
Yeah, it's just unreal.
How exciting!
So Erling Haaland broke the record, second record of the season, for the most goals scored in the opening 4 games with 9. Can you tell me who he beat? In our lifetime, so it's not like it's someone you've seen his whole career.
Yeah.
Again, pause this if you know. I love this question.
Is it another City player?
No, it's not.
Not?
No, it's not another City player. So the previous record was 8 in 4 games.
Is it Henry?
No.
Is it an Arsenal player?
No, I'll give you one more guess.
Can you give me one more clue as well?
I'll give you, so think of the teams that won the most Premier Leagues whilst we've been alive. Not recent years. Closer, it's Rooney. With 8.
So I thought, when you said that, I thought it's got to be a United player.
So Wayne Rooney got 8. I don't know what year it was. I didn't look at that.
I'm surprised.
Let us know.
I'm surprised Ronaldo didn't do that.
Same.
Like,
well, you got to think, when he was at United, he wasn't as prolific as what he was at Real Madrid. Exactly. So, and he had the likes of Tevez. Did he have Tevez? Ronaldo. He had Ronaldo. He had Rooney, Van Persie. He had loads of players. He might not have had Van Persie. I can't remember if they played together. I think he did have Tevez and Berbatov though.
I was gonna say he had Berbatov.
But yeah, so he's unreal, Haaland. How scary is it that he's got 9 goals in 4 games, and I don't think City have played particularly well, and he misses chances. Let's not get it twisted. He's not. Yeah. He is lethal, of course he is, but he misses chances. Imagine if he didn't miss as many. He'd be in like nearly. He missed 3 against us.
Yeah.
No, 2 against us, and he'd be like well into double figures.
But you'd catch on that he was a clone then, and that he was built for football.
Alien, yeah. The aliens would be sapping him back up, and then at the end of civilization.
I'm waiting for them to do it.
That's our next podcast, alien conspiracies, and it's just going to be called the Haaland effect.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. You know.
Well, everything's apparently the effect, the something effect.
It's always, well, except for X-Files.
No, I mean with us. This is the Sunday League effect.
Nice.
Switch on, Nick. Come on now. Right.
You didn't clock onto my share joke.
I did. No, I did. I got it.
But obviously, before we sign off,
I'm not signing off yet.
Oh right, no, because this is what I was going to say. Like, obviously, I know that we're discussing some interesting games a little bit lower in the in the football pyramid. I don't know if you've got anything else in the Premier League to go on apart from Erling Haaland.
No. That's the Premier League top shelf done.
Which of the interesting?
So there's two belters from the lower leagues this week.
Was it League One?
League One and the Championship. I'll go Championship. You take League One. So,
okay.
So the Championship game is Derby are winning 1-0 against. I can't remember who they're playing.
Sheffield Wednesday.
It might be. I can't remember. They're winning 1-0.
Yeah.
It's late on, I'm assuming, because I don't know anything about this apart from the clip that I've seen and retweeted.
Yeah.
Corner to the other team, breaks, striker runs through and beats the keeper in a 50-50 on the halfway line because he's up high.
Yeah, keeper goes for it.
Yeah.
He manages to win it.
Jumps fairly, just heads it over him.
No foul.
No foul. So there's no one in goal. He's got a defender chasing him, probably 5 yards behind him, gets to the edge of the box and he spoons it about 8 yards wide. It was miles wide. It wasn't even close. No, but you can't say it's a bobble. You're on a professional, you're on a really good pitch.
You're getting paid.
There's no bobble, and I'm pretty sure he's like an attacker. I don't know where he plays.
I'm pretty sure he was their striker.
Oh, it's just
that's
unbelievable.
If
you haven't seen it, we retweeted it. It's on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
It is Benny Hill-esque.
I've seen it about 8 times,
it gets worse every time you watch it.
I know, every time I think he's still going to score it, and he just never does.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's like, I don't understand. And then he knows as soon as he kicks it as well that it's not going in. Yeah, he drops onto his face and he's eating grass and he's just...
He could have carried on running it. I don't know why.
He could have gone and got it before it went off the pitch. That's how bad it was. It was a P-roller. And the worst thing is the defender sees him take the shots, sprints to the ball to get it back in play to try and go and equalise.
Yeah.
He sprints up because he's that confident. He didn't even get mocked by the other team. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. They were just like, I don't even know what to do. We feel so sorry for this guy after that. But yeah, so that is, it's definitely a clip worth watching.
So that's Knobhead of the Week #1.
Yeah.
This is a new segment. Knobhead of the Week.
We're doing Knobhead of the Week.
Knobhead of the Week.
So obviously my one is League One, which is Bolton. I don't know if you could do one particular Knobhead of the Week, because
I think if you see the clip, you need to.
This is their defence trying to play out while they were losing.
3-0. They were 3-0 down.
So 3-0 down. And then they play out to the right back. right back plays to the centre back. Centre back plays to the keeper. Keeper plays it to the opposition striker, who then just finishes it.
In their box.
Yeah, it doesn't leave the box once for this to happen.
There's 7 players in the box. The right back passes it back to the keeper. The keeper doesn't take a touch, plays it first time to the edge of the box.
Yeah.
And then it's just Pep again. It's the Pep effect now.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I said. Pep Guardiola has ruined football. He's got teams like Bolton in League One
thinking they're Man City.
Thinking, we can play out from the back. Yeah, let's do nice stuff. Dickheads.
Yeah.
Absolute dickheads. And they end up losing that game 4-0. So you're already getting popped.
Yeah, and then you've
had to
decide to make it even worse by...
I don't even know what you've done.
You're playing the ball stupidly.
It's just watch it. Just watch it.
Just watch
we tweeted that. I tweeted that one out.
Yeah,
we tweeted that one out
yeah.
as well. So have a look at that as well if you haven't seen it. It's just comical, and I'm sure there's a plethora of other games that something like that happened. But there's one knobhead of the week. For me, it's got to be a Derby player.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
That's fair. And I'm pretty sure he's an attacker.
Yeah,
he's not.
Well, I've got a quiz for you. A 5-question quiz to see if you've done.
Forgotten.
I haven't forgotten. And I like this. I like quizzes, so maybe you should do a quiz for me.
Yeah, I think that'd be better because as probably most people that watch this will know, my knowledge is probably not as good as Mike's. I'm just here for the 15 minutes of fame.
Well, this is what we got to change. So my questions, I think these are questions that most people would get.
Okay.
At least. Oh, bollocks. The Haaland one was a question in my quiz. That's why I didn't write it down. So you only got 4 questions, which is...
Rooney.
Right, the first one, again, if you want to do this, let us know in the comments.
We'll do a little break in between so that you can...
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get any of these.
Good. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any. I might get one. Right, first one. What minute was Gabriel's header in the North London derby? Clue, I tweeted about it.
Oh, that doesn't help me though.
See, look, he doesn't even look at our Twitter.
I do look at it, but I don't always read everything.
Take a guess.
I'm a scroller.
Well, so you know it's second half. Take a guess.
61st.
I'll tell you the answer at the end.
Okay.
3 penalties were awarded this weekend in the Premier League. How many were scored?
1.
Okay. And the Haaland one will be the next one.
Okay.
What is the name of the Derby player who missed the open goal?
Oh, come on.
Again, I tweeted his name today.
I know, but he's got a really weird name, hasn't he?
First name, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He was wearing a white shirt. I don't know.
Take a guess.
Terry Crews?
The guy from Black Chicks?
Yeah, White Chicks.
Oh, God. Oh, fucking.
There are so many names. I can't just guess.
Oh, God.
I'll probably be really annoyed when I find out what it is.
Who scored West Ham's 95th minute equaliser? We were driving back from football, by the way, and West Ham were 1-0 down with like 5 minutes left. And I was like, all that can make today better is if West Ham get a late equaliser. Got home, showered, got out, and we'd equalised.
Is it Paqueta?
No.
Paqueta?
Paqueta. No, it wasn't. So, ready for the answers?
He's already told me I've got the last one wrong, so
yeah, you did.
Hopefully Terry Crews is right.
So, Gabriel's header, you said 61st minute?
Yeah.
It was in the 64th.
So it wasn't actually far off.
Yeah.
I know it was in the 60s.
3 penalties, 1 was scored. Who by? Earlier in this podcast we were talking about it.
Wasn't Southampton. Oh my God, I can't remember. We were talking about this earlier on?
I'd mentioned it earlier, yeah.
Oh, it's in the Crystal Palace game, wasn't it?
Yeah, Betal. And who missed the other one? So Southampton missed one. Palace and Bournemouth.
Was it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Derby player, his name is Ebu Adams.
I wasn't far off.
Terry Crews. You could have said, and you could have said John Smith, and that was closer.
I could have said Shay Adams, and that'd have been even closer.
Yeah, true. And the 95th minute equaliser was Danny Ings, of course. Ings.
It was Ings.
Yeah, best player ever. Anyway, with that, we'll sign off.
Yep.
Until next week, people, take care. Like and subscribe, please. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Out.